Check one. I'm the best hunter. Check one. Check one. Okay. Here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Gotta retweet. Sorry, it's 6:02. It's late to my other podcast today too. My goodness, let's go, Tom Shattuck. There I am. Okay, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. A couple of things I wanted to get to today. One is actually, there's something. Did we play this last night? Oh my goodness, it's just the cutest. So, here is, I want to know if I played this last night. I think I did play it. This woman at the Plattner rally talking about, we won't do all Plattner, but this thing at the Plattner, rally talking about how she loves him. It doesn't matter like what he does. That she's into it no matter what. She's just a Manson girl. Somebody who sounds like Luigi Mangione. I don't hate Plattner. Like I said, the only problem with him really is that he's a communist, and that's terrible. And it just ends up with lots of people being dead and lives being destroyed and livelihoods being destroyed and all that stuff. That bores the left. They don't care. They are going to college and they're learning how much better they are than you. But I just want to play a couple of these Platinum cuts in case I missed them. I don't know if I did. Here's one. Here's the woman talking about that she just loves him. It doesn't matter what you say.
Tattoo. How do you totem poke tattoo, the Nazi tattoo? How do you kind of?
Somebody said that they talked to somebody who had seen one of those or wore one of those, and it was silver, and it didn't even occur to him that it was the same thing. I think people are making as much of it as they can because they don't have a lot of substance around anything else. And if they did, we'd hear about it, believe me. They are trolling for dirt.
What if he has like a Israeli flag tattoo or something? Would that be a deal breaker?
For me?
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
That would be
Israeli? Yeah, because I don't support genocide, and he doesn't either. And that would show that he was being inconsistent. And he's been very consistent about that. Straight across the board.
Do you think that the Nazis supported genocide? I feel that they did. I feel that they did. I feel that they proved it very well. He doesn't support genocide. Can you imagine? The guy has a Nazi tattoo. That's acceptable, but the Israeli tattoo is not. Because the Israelis, God knows, the only thing historically that Israel ever did was genocide. The Nazis were pretty bad. Yeah, sure. They gave us the VW bug and the Autobahn, but mostly they gave us Nazis and war and concentration camps and horrific things, and like they ruined the first half of the 20th century. But hey, she's comfortable with that. I'm not surprised. Women date the wrong guy for years, marry the wrong guy for 1,000 reasons. Listen to this. This is the Grahamily.
And I made it in the back of my car, and then I passed it around to see if anyone wanted to sign it in support of Graham. We are your Grahamily, Graham.
On behalf of my wife Amy and I, thank you. This is a pretty hard thing to go through, to be entirely honest. And the only thing that really makes it bearable is going around the state of Maine and having as much support as we've gotten from people in our community and from people all over the state. So thank you all very, very much.
We'll let that play again. No, maybe not. How beautiful. We are your Grahamily. That's all that matters. He's being set upon. All these people reporting on him, really with a softer touch than many Republicans would ever get. He gets like a hero's welcome. Sorry. Oh, God. Hero's welcome. I just wanted to get those Gremlins out of the way if we didn't already play them. Can I just say this? I told you I'm losing my battle with the tall grass, the stuff that should be weed whacked, because I don't have a weed whacker that can work for more than 5 seconds because the string, something, I don't know what freaking it is. It's gas. I hate it. I also have a chainsaw that I can't get the belt on. I hate that. A lawnmower that doesn't, that's got no drive belt. I did change that last year, and it did work successfully for 5 minutes. But so last year I got one of these Temu like weird weed whacker that's really a saw blade instead of a weed whacker thing. But we've been doing so much moving and stuff, and like we've been, doing our do-it-yourself. Alice has been. After all the flood damage we had, we had to replace all the ceilings in the kitchen, and so we had to get I don't know what it's called, the thing that cranks up the particle board, whatever that's board stuff is called, gypsum, whatever it's called. So, and Alice got up there and she whatever, and then this there was this weird sideways storm because Eel Rivet fixed our roof. So then we were doing the inside, and then there was a weird sideways storm that happened, and it did more damage. It came in from a different roof, actually, not even the one the Eagle Rivet did, but the roof up top. Weird. This is what happens when your house is 300 years old. and so the ceiling's like banged up again up there, and it needs to be painted anyway. Now it probably needs to be redone too, and at least patched in places. And Alice is now way too busy to finish it. So it's one of these things that's like in progress. And that's in progress. And we also started do the pantry. This is an Alice thing. Do the pantry project where we got rid of everything that was in the pantry because somehow the shelves got dirty. And I don't know how they got. I don't understand. There's a lot of traffic in there. Anyway, the shelves started to look terrible. Also, we got a mouse up on the 4th shelf, and there's no hole up there. I don't know where this freaking thing came in from, but he ate some stuff on this shelf in the pantry. Anyway, but anyway, so then we had to clear everything out of the pantry, and then nothing was in the pantry, and then the stuff was out in the pantry in the unfinished kitchen, and then the laundry room got crazy, and then that went into the kitchen. Then it became the disaster zone. And then during all of this is how this happened. This is why I need to win the lottery. During all of this, I have been, because they lied to us when we got this house and said the shed outside was had electricity because it got all sorts of sockets, which as it turns out it does not. And so I have to charge stuff inside, like on the kitchen. But since everything moved, all of the chargers and charging cords all got moved and then lost in the hell. And then I couldn't find the stuff that would weed whack. I couldn't find the chargers. Like, they bang on examples of, like, and then, like, I have grabbers that I use to grab stuff for trash. Those are gone. And I can't, like, the baby walks away with what's a fucking sweeper called? The sweep thing that goes into the dustpan. Like, and so those are, like, so the implements I need to fight the battle are freaking gone. But today, the last thing before my daughter left, Alice is not here. I'm trying to really get a lot done. Like, really get a lot done. I want to whip this house into shipshape. It's, once you're behind in the house, it's very tough. It's very tough. But, like, in the last year, it's funny, as I let myself go in the last year and a half or 2 years, whatever, also the house just got away, too. Just in ways, we're fine. It's a pretty old house. Most people would be like, I'll take that house in a second. It's a big house, and, like, it's whatever. But, clutter happens, and stuff happens. And it's, we have 2 kids who are not destructive and 3 who are destructive. So it's like, there's too many. Their team is bigger. And so their stuff goes out everywhere, and it's everywhere. So you have to be on it. Really, we should have a housekeeper and a landscaper. Really, we should. But we're the Shaddocks, and we didn't plan right, so we don't. So anyway, I got to bust my ass and do it. And I'm like, I have nothing to do. It's good for me to get out there and to get some exercise and and do the lawn and stuff. But I'm finally finding the things I need to get the things going. And we like cleaned the hell out of one room yesterday, over the weekend with the kids. And God, it's so interesting just how much, there's just junk and stuff that should, like, toys from freaking Happy Meals, and just gotta, like, anyway, the point is, what did I bring this up? The point is that today I'm having my daughter, I'm like really busting, I'm getting stuff out, I'm putting it up in the pantry, putting stuff away, because I'm gonna make every room in this house freaking fully livable again, so we don't have to worry if somebody's gonna pop in, which is how it used to be. But there's too many projects that are in mid-project, you know? There's too many. Like all of the projects have been stopped, and they're like in progress. So, like, it's no way to do it. Now I will admit that if I knew how to do something around the house, like a man, like look at sheetrock and like measure and know and have stuff in my head make sense and go, that would have helped. But I was too arrogant in high school to take any of those classes, and I have no skills. I wish I had. Frig. I wish I could now. Is that somebody at the door? Okay, it's not. It's a child. So anyway, so now we're making progress, and I found 3 clutch beneath a bunch of protein powder containers and all this other stuff that's been kind of stored behind a bar we have, which is my crowning achievement, is getting that bar. I found a bunch of battery chargers, including the weed whacker thing. So I am freaking exhilarated that I found that, and the one to a hedge trimmer thing and a leaf blower thing. I'm like, holy frig! I can, if I bust my ass and get this stuff done, like outside, well, it's okay. I could start to catch up. So I am excited. The point is, I'm ecstatic that that we're about to turn the tide on stuff. But man, yeah, there is a lot, stuff piles up unless you're fighting it constantly, and it's not always easy to fight constantly. You know, I will say that if you're yeah, I don't want to say. I used to work with Tom Finneran, right? He was this former Speaker of the House in Massachusetts, the House of Representatives of Massachusetts. And he used to get in the arguments with his son-in-law, because he would go over to his son-in-law's house and bring a whole bunch of gifts and other, like, hand-me-downs and family precious things, random family. And his son used to refuse them and say, "No, don't. You're not leaving it here. Nope, don't. And I always thought that's cruel, man. These are precious things for the family and stuff like that. And now I totally get it. I mean, there's still stuff there's still stuff in, you know, Alice's side of the family is very, like, literate. Does that mean they like to read? They do. And so, like, there's classic books and other things that the family has that make sense for us to have here. But there are other things too that I just kind of absorbed in from when my mother passed away, or just you know, whatever. It is. I need to. But it's my fault too, because, like, I have my T-shirts from 1996 that I love. I don't want to ever get rid of those. What if I get my 1996 body back? I'm going to need those T-shirts. I have T-shirts from my 2002 jogging body too, which are fantastic. All these have. I have Whiskey Park T-shirts from Boston. I don't want to, like, I've vetted those. I still have 60 T-shirts. So yes. So partly I am responsible for this stuff, but it's just been, yes, okay. I shouldn't say partly. I think probably everybody else knows how to live perfectly. But I'm going to fight this battle, and we're going to turn the tide on this battle. Damn it. Let me look over here in the chat. Hold on. Wow, crazy chicks. Yeah, weird. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, repeal the 19th Amendment, no problem. Come on, big fella, pile through. Chainsaw with a belt. Chainsaw, the teeth part of it, the saw part, the blade part of it, the thing that's on the freaking, the tread, the thing that cuts the tree. That's the thing, and I can't get it tight enough. And it's all the difference. And because it grows around here so fast. We're in West Newbury, Massachusetts. We're right next to an arid river and an ocean, and it rains here, and everything grows like a bastard. And what was a weed 2 years ago are now their own junk trees, and I got to cut all this crap down. I do not have a Wham concert T-shirt. That is incorrect. Yeah, Fell in Finner, and he was a fun guy. He's a good guy. You know, he was a slap you in the back kind of guy. You have Danish. Ask about your family. Go to your relatives' funeral, like old-fashioned Italian, Irish politician. Broom. Yeah, thank you, Tommy. It was a broom. Which God knows where that is now. A broom can do a lot of good work, though. Alice is taking the Chicago Zagat tour of Glory Hole. Do they still make the Zagat guide? Or I think technically it's the Zagat guide. I think we called them to make sure. The Zagat, no, it wasn't a guide. It was Zagat, what was it called? I'm really missing words today. Okay, let's drop over there. There's no dropping over here. Tom's Wham. No. Cheswick says the best thing will be when Alice fills Tom's coffin with all his crap and has it cremated. I endorse. Yeah, I've had almost like literal fantasies about somebody robbing the house and like taking everything, like all the possessions we love and all the possessions we don't have, and having the house look like it looked the day we bought it when we had no furniture. It's freaking makes me feel so comfortable in my head just thinking about how that would look. Plus, we can't get our couch downstairs is thrashed. It was a Wayfair couch, I think. It was always like kind of a crappy, but it looked good. But now it's just thrashed and like to have the places you can't sit because there's nothing under it anymore. But we can't get a new one because we have a freaking 3-year-old. It's going to destroy everything. Oh God. Okay. All right. But I do look at dumpsters and people have those. I'm like, oh man, what can I throw in that thing that's from my house? Okay, let's see. And I want to do my neighbor's house. Her lawn is overgrown. I've told some of you guys because they're having issues over there, and the husband is not around right now, and she's unable to do anything. And if I can get my own lawn done, I can start to do some of her lawn. Then that makes me a man. If I'm doing like ladies' lawns in the neighborhood, stepping up, that makes me an unadulterated man. She's pretty too, so that counts. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna play a few more pieces of audio here that I got. Okay, this guy Bowen Yang from SNL. He's the Asian guy. Is he the reason why whatchamacallit couldn't get the gig because he said a joke? Shane Gillis couldn't get the gig. Here's Bowen Yang. He left SNL, and shockingly, he's a victim.
I would love to hear about your decision to leave SNL and what made you decide to leave mid-season. What was sort of the turning point for you?
I feel like I was kind of resolute the season before about leaving. And there was just a lot of uncertainty about what the show would look like after season 50, that I was like, I think the show is in a great place without me. Like, I never felt like I was like that central to it, to be honest. Because I feel like
Disagree.
I feel like there was like a weird utility to me where I was like, okay, and I'm like, I've accepted this. It's like I never played like the dad or like the straight man teacher. Like I was always kind of there as like the seasoning, you know? And I'm like, that's great. I'm so lucky. I can't believe I have this job. I can't believe I have a steady job in comedy. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he necessarily would kill the role as the dad or the straight man teacher, like some of the cast members who are straight men. It's my feeling.
Amazing. I will cherish it for the rest of my life. And I just felt like it was...
This guy was like in every skit, by the way. He's good, too. Does everybody have a freaking grievance? Holy frig.
The right time. I was just looking at the rest of the cast. I was like, James Austin Johnson, slay. Andrew Dismukes, slay. Ashley Padilla, slay. Jane Wickline, slay. Just like all these people, like, great. Like, we're in great hands.
Yeah.
And then Lauren called me while I was at the US Open.
Classic.
Eating cocoa duck chicken.
I saw the photos.
Yeah. And he was just like, listen, you should come back. These are the people I've hired. It's a lot of new kids, and the turnover is there. A lot of people left, a lot of people are coming in. You should be there to set an example for them, at least in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. It was like Lorne Michaels, like, he's really good at this. He's really good at just like closing it. And he was just like, I'm telling you, it would be very important.
Yeah.
And like, it was kind of the first time that like I felt like in my bones, like someone who built this thing that like made so many things possible for me and for so many people, being like, I need you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna turn that down.
Why is everybody difficult? Ugh, can everybody just shut up and do your job? Ugh, my goodness. Did we play this thing with Scott Jennings and Miles Taylor? Actually, I'm not going to do it. This is a woman who's pretending to be a man named Beth, running to be my congressman, 6th Massachusetts congressional district. That might be you too, Steve from Merrimack. This is Democrat Beth Andres Beck. She gestures like a man, and she has a mustache and goatee, and it's all very creepy.
My name is Beth, and I'm running for Congress in the Massachusetts 6th Congressional District. After Trump was elected,
Who's telling this person thing that this looks good? This person has a beard.
Representative Seth Moulton tried
It's
to
obviously a woman who has had all sorts of testosterone stuff done. Really? Yeah.
trans kids under the bus for his political career. And that's why I stepped up to challenge him. Trans people aren't political props, and slapping a rainbow on a bomb isn't support. Congress needs to take real action.
Yeah, I am. I'm good. I don't know who I'm going to vote. Like, who the hell's running up here? I don't even know. I don't know enough about it. It's such a lost cause constantly. Pepper, go. Go, Pepper. If she won't go, Cyril, that's fine. But otherwise, you can get a piece of cheese or something and throw it out there, and she'll follow it. I know, but she's barking again, Sally. Okay. One more Scott Pelley piece that he said last night that we didn't play yesterday. I want to get this.
Pelley pointed to his February coverage of the killing of ICE protester Renee Good, alleging Barry Weiss directed his team to make the protesters look more violent and to describe Good as driving toward the officer who shot her.
There was a thumb on the scale for the president's version of events that I felt was a level of political influence that I had never seen in 37 years at CBS News.
He says that essentially make the rioters look more. But she didn't quite say that. He's just, the thumb on the scale to you looks like a thumb on the scale because it's not all going your way now anymore. But anyway, we got into that enough last night. Detroit, June 7th. Furries were part of the Pride Parade. People dressed like the cartoon animals. Some of them have sex while in costume. That is true about the furries. They do that. And, what are you supposed to think that this is about? What are you supposed to think that this is about? Kids are attracted to furries. They think that there's big playthings. And these things are very sexualized. So, there you go. Two more things in the Plattner thing. I wanted to first play this cut of another woman who's fine with the Nazi thing.
There's a Nazi tattoo on his chest.
He doesn't anymore.
Okay, but he had a Nazi tattoo on his chest. Is it good enough to take it off?
Well, nobody's perfect.
There's a Nazi tattoo.
Yep, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. What do you think she feels about Don Jr.? Do you think she has patience for him? And then here's the people, the millionaire couple who found Graham Plattner. And invented him. They found him in Washington, D.C. when he was a bartender, and then they created the backstory. This is where they, then a few years ago, then they got the domain name grahamformaine.com. And then the year after that, they put up the website for his Oysterman company and started the whole fake campaign, like this whole fake life campaign. And this is them being asked by the Washington Free Beacon about their vetting of him.
At this point, you hadn't vetted Graham Plattner. You hadn't done a full scrub of who he is. How did you go about vetting him? And why did you?
We paid a nice firm a whole chunk of money and got some stuff back. Some of what you've seen on the news we got back. Other stuff we didn't.
Did the vetting process turn up the tattoo that became so controversial?
No.
The Reddit posts, did that turn up in the vetting process?
The firm sent us a thing, and it had some of the posts, but it didn't have all of them.
And what did you think about that? How did you think your way through the fact that he had posted these things on social media?
I said none of this will or should stop him from becoming a U.S. Senator.
And what was your thinking there?
Agree. I think if what the voters wanted were people who were grown in vats and had never done or said anything that they might regret their entire lives, we'd have a very different country. Part of our thesis here is that people do not want their candidates grown in vats. They want people who are real human beings, and they want people who do not look and sound like the vat-grown people who've been leading this country off a cliff for the last century.
Whoa.
And that was Graham.
What a voice.
Just days after this interview, more details about Plattner's past emerged.
So, to people who were made in a vat, I get that, and I think that that's true. The thing is that there's nothing legitimate about him. He's not a real person. He's not. The only thing real about him is the stuff that they didn't get. The other stuff they constructed. Like the oyster farmer thing is not really true. He has an oyster farm that he uses to sell to his mother's restaurant, and he's got a boat, and like the guy is an old friend or whatever, or a friend of his family's who owns like the land where the oyster farm is. But there's nothing like he's just been hanging around and just getting drunk and playing on Reddit. I know people who have done that as well. You know, he did serve in the war, so he's legit there. But he's just like a rich kid communist, and his dad was a big radical too, and so that's where he got his money and probably his influence as well. So like, there's nothing. But then again, you know, he's going to do well tomorrow. Obviously, he's going to win the primary. But we'll see how he does in the general. I mean, I think there's a chance in the general that he can get absolutely crushed. There's a chance that the Susan Collins network is just too big, and she's also been doing good constituent services, and that's hard to beat. That's hard to beat. I mean, she brings back the bacon to Maine. We actually we had a great piece of video about the lobster fishermen. About a real lobster fisherman that we played in the Maine Wire today, who talked about the kind of stuff that Susan Collins had done for him, and like that what it means, what big government means when it comes to him trying to run a business. It was really good stuff, and those kind of stories need to be told, obviously, because those are the kind of things that are going to make a difference. But there's this other. Did I play the Tommy Vietor stuff yesterday on him with the why black people don't tip? I don't know if I did. The problem is, like, I see more clips after the show I do Sunday night, and then this morning, I'm obviously running through trying to find new stuff. And then I have stuff I play on Mainwire TV. And so by the time I'm on this show, I forgot if I had played this before. I'm going to play it again if I have, and that's fine. This is Tommy Vietor of the Pod Bros. And they ask him about his Reddit post. This amazed me, and amazed most of the guys at the Mainwire, too, today, that Plattner doubles down on this. It's fascinating. He's asked about saying, which he said in the post, that black people don't tip. Why don't black people tip? Listen to this back and forth. It's amazing he owns it.
Reddit post I wanted to ask you about is from 2013. So someone wrote on Reddit, what is one question you've always wanted to ask someone of another race? You responded, why don't black people tip? I work as a bartender, and it always amazes me how solid the stereotype is. Every now and again, a black patron will leave a 15 to 20% tip, but usually it is between 0 and 5%. There's got to be a reason behind it. What is it? End of quote. How did you feel rereading that post? And what's your response to people who hear that and think that is like textbook racism and it's offensive?
I mean, one, I was legitimately asking the question. I mean, that was the point of the thread, was to ask the question. Amusingly enough, I remember this time when I had first started bartending, and then I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was black, who was a bartender, who did a great job of walking me through structural injustice and the fact of feelings of lack of agency. There were a whole bunch of reasons, and after that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes absolutely perfect sense. It was certainly not meant as a malicious thing. I was asking the question because that was kind of the point of the thread, actually.
So you're saying that this is not something that you were shitposting about. This was not something that you felt, it wasn't meant to be a commentary. It was a question you were sincerely asking on a Reddit thread because you thought there might be some sort of like cultural explanation or something. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I grew up in Maine. I had never bartended before. I was living in Washington, D.C. And I honestly, I reread a lot of the comments for obvious reasons. Many of them I'm like, oh God. That one I must say, I was legitimately curious. And it was certainly not meant in any malicious way. And I got an answer soon afterwards in reality from an actual person. But
that's like, there's no iteration of the Democratic Party would that answer ever be acceptable. Why did you wonder why they don't tip? Oh, because they don't tip. I found out and asked a friend, he told me why, so they don't tip. Like, okay, so you walk around thinking black people don't tip, and that's like, what else do you think about black people? I'd be interested to know where you are on black people's propensity to steal, shoot each other, enjoy watermelon or chicken, or like ability to swim. Like, what else? What other stereotypes hang around in your mind that would be so incredibly forbidden in like normal democratic politics that you're like there? So now he's back to like, he knows what in his mind, Graham Plattner, black people don't tip. If you're a bartender, by the way, and a group of people walk in who you know don't tip, how good are you going to be to those people? Probably not great. Or I'll tell you that if you're going to be fine to them, you're going to be finer to everybody else. It's amazing. But I mean, this guy gives it away constantly. It's amazing. I'm so like just enjoying the Plattner ride that I'm fine with like whatever you want to do, man. You want Plattner, you want Plattner. So that it says Mika Jones is who's running in the 6th. Was that Micah? Is that the Republican? Who's that? Is that the Democrat? I don't know who that is. Hold on, I got the old stream. Let me find this. So lots from that made Charlie cry. He was such a pissant. I know, the Charlie Baker thing. Mika Jones. Oh, is the Republican. Okay, so that's who I'm voting for, right? I'm not voting for the lady with the beard. Okay, should we do the chat? I was thinking, where would be a good place to meet if we were to have a beer in Boston? There's a lot of chat messages. Okay.
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
I've said this before. I don't like making fun of the kids. I mean, I kind of do because they're very annoying. But I mean, what honestly are we doing? Where is the wife? You got the girl that goes to the French school, the French fancy school that you guys have to talk about because you guys are, privileged people now. She's.
Oh man, let me tell you something. The food is good. The booze, I've only had. They were once when they were in Boston at the Arboretum. No, it's the Athenaeum, whatever it is, the thing on Beacon Street. That was living. That is good. I do like beautiful people's food. I like the trappings up there. Unfortunately, I'm driving an $8,000 car around there, which isn't great. But I do want to be one of those beautiful people. Absolutely, I do. I do wear the hat. It's a big DB hat that like, oh, it's an a-hole. God, I must anger people. They must assume I'm somebody because I look like this. They're like, oh, what kind of guy is this fat mess? Like, what does he do? What market did he corner? But yes, Billy, I will, as soon as I can find a way to seem cool about this, I'm going to do it. Yes, it's everything.
They're yawning 4 times. 4 times.
Yeah, Alice is out. She's in Chicago at some convention or something.
In this show so far, I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And then the other kid comes in, Paul, whatever, he comes in, he starts yelling and screaming. This Park Tavern lunch place,
yes,
is 100% right. Your family is a menace. They're 100% right. You should all go to jail for stealing that margarita. Bloody Mary, whatever. 48 cents.
It is not. What were you listening to there? What was that? Is that
Hey,
is
Billy
that
from
GPS
Manchester.
that I heard back there? What are you using GPS for? Where are you going? So wait a second, Cheswick, you're in the 6th district as well? Where do you live? Did I already know this?
Hey, Billy from Manchester, don't listen to the All You Can Eat podcast. You won't be able to get your brain back into your skull.
Wait, what does that mean? Wait, I don't know. It was a great All You Can Eat podcast, wasn't it? What did we talk about? You talked about some kind of little roll. It's a roll that you put food in, I think, a roll. It's all in it in the description. It's a good, comprehensive podcast. It's already won an award.
Hey, Billy.
By the way, I posted the Park Lunch the Park Lunch episode on my Facebook and said, hey, I'd like you guys to listen to this in case you haven't, whatever. And Andy Strecker gets back to me, Andrew Strecker, and says, yeah, I tried to get through the first 3 minutes of commercials and then gave up. Sorry. Like, I mean, obviously, you can fast forward through the commercials after obviously carefully listening to at least one of them and buying the product and putting promo code Tom in. But it's like, you can fast forward through. Who does that? It's 2026. Just fast forward through. You think anybody listens to the 8 minutes of commercials before Rogan? Come on, Strecker. And then Alice made the point that, Andy Strecker was the morning show producer of Finneran and the other, Feinberg and Finneran. And it's like, wait a second. You put 3 people through 6-minute stop sets in AM radio, and like now nobody can listen to 30 seconds? Come on.
Manchester. Alice could walk in on Tom in bed with another man, and that'd be less gay than his line this morning or last night on the show that he said all of the main diva radio guys loved him when he was a receptionist. 19 seconds.
Wait, all the what radio guys?
The main diva radio guys loved him. He said all of the main diva radio guys loved him when he was a receptionist. 19 seconds.
Well, they liked me as a receptionist more than when I got into a station and I was technically management, but you're coffee boy really if they're doing it. Yes, they didn't love me anymore after I stopped being just sweet and smiling and sending off FedExes and announcing that it was Cupcake Day. They wanted me to do Cupcake Day.
I know this is going to hurt somebody's feelings, but I just have 2 questions for this Scott Pelley.
Yes.
Who are you and what did you do? Because before he got fired, I had no clue who this guy was. I haven't watched 60 Minutes in decades, and I am among a very large group of the population that has not watched 60 Minutes in a very long time. Is it not lost on that nitwit that he is in the only industry where he can claim to be the victim, that he's getting banned, he's getting censured, while doing an interview post-firing so he can talk? I mean, these people are unbelievable.
That is amazing that he didn't sign a DNA or whatever, DER, DOR, Department of Revenue, NDA. That's right. I'm surprised that he was allowed to do that. But yeah, he was making $7 million a year too. Can you imagine that? Like, you're right. Who was Scott Pelley? To me, seemed like a low tier guy. I would have known the name, but just a freaking hack. They're all freaking hack activist bitches. They really are.
There is no doubt in my mind that the infamous lamp Listo
Yes.
Fisher. I always wondered if it was List O Fisher or Listo.
It was Listo
Fisher. Thanks for clarifying. Anyway, is no doubt in my mind that is actually at the Shattuck household. It's probably in the shot right now. Secondly, rifling through Gary LaPierre's change and cup holders and personal items in his vehicle. I mean, all the signs were there, and you've just graduated now to these Patreon levels. It's the same exact thing.
I rifled through his glove compartment to make sure it was him, which is when I saw the publicity shots of him, and so then I knew for sure it was him because I was a huge fan, and he was a big celeb to me. Dare you? I didn't rifle through anything. Oh, I did change his station. It's funny. This is 1995. It's amazing. You do something enough. Like it goes like this. This is the hierarchy. 1995, Cambridge Marriott. I think it's 536-3500. I think so. Don't quote me. Or Vanessa was 494-3600. Right? That's right. Thank you. So here's the thing: is that you got hired as a valet, doorman, bellman, but when you started, you'd be just the valet. So I was just the valet when I first started, which turned out to be a great job for me. I make a little bit of tips, but it was good because I'd be sprinting. That's been valet is sprinted. I don't think they do anymore. So I lost a lot of weight, which is good because that was a good summer for me because I just got dumped too by my girl Susan from Malden. So that was important because I was going through it was perfect because I was sprinting and I was depressed and lovesick because I was dumped and so I wasn't eating. It's a time when I would just eat at Chansky's up at because we moved to Brighton, up near Cleveland Circle on Com Ave, and for a time I just ate pearled onions in water in jars, and that's a good diet to go on, especially if you're 21 and you don't care what it's doing to yourself. Yeah, so I lost a bunch of weight, so that was good. That was good. So now, if you put your time in, then you get to be a doorman, and a doorman is good hustle. Make all your money from keeping the cars up. Really, not everybody knows to take care of the doorman before you drop them off to the front desk. Not everybody knows to take care of the doorman. People who get it. Some people don't get it. We weren't a union hotel, so we weren't allowed to yell or pester the guests for tips if you were a doorman. You do have some. Doorman owns the front. You make all your money from holding cars up. People who don't want to have to park. People who want to feel like big shots. This is where you want to work the Italian weddings because all the young Italian dudes are trying to impress their moms and girlfriends. So like, yeah, keep it up here for me, would you? And they like take out 20, 40, $50 to keep their Beamers and stuff up. And one time, sorry, I've probably told this before. When it turned from summer to fall, we had big floral arrangements out, like big pots of flowers out in the front of the Marriott, and they put kale in there, and it was an Italian wedding, and lots of the old Italian mothers admired the kale, and the sons came over to pay us off to look the other way as they took the kale. Yes. And then if you put your time in at the door, then the bellman, that's where you wanted to be because the bellman, that's where you definitely got tipped. And that's where I got most of my wads of cash. I'd have wads of about $100, just these little wads all over my room. My friends would come over and just grab one and then we'd go out. So I miss that cash a lot. But the bellman thing was very interesting. I won't tell you about it. I won't get into all of it, but there was this woman named Deborah Benson who was probably about 27 years old, blonde, in a 10.0, and she was so gorgeous. She used to answer the door sometimes just in a towel. All of us remember her. She was so beautiful, the most beautiful thing in the world. And one of the problems is in that hotel, the bell cart for some reason, it couldn't fit in through the door. So when you walked in with luggage, the door would slam behind you. And so, like, a joke between us would always be, like, to get ready for the door to slam and quickly explain to any young ladies that we weren't going to rape them, that this just door slams. We did have an odd doorman with us. Oh, yeah, no, he wasn't an odd. A guy, great guy named Jim Villani. He was a great guy, but he had this weird quirk. He was a good bellman, too, and a solid guy. He was one of the people who wasn't insane. he tried to set me up with his wife's friend, but I couldn't. I was too afraid to do it because they were normal, and like he was in law school, and she had a corporate job, and like I didn't know how to speak to normal people, or what I thought was normal people. I didn't have it. And they would say, just be yourself, and I'd be like, I don't have a self to be. I don't know who that is. But anyway, so but Jim used to have this weird thing where he'd send somebody when he would send somebody when the front desk would say, okay, to the person, the guest, oh, you're in room 536. Jim would say, oh, okay. And I have your luggage right here. I'm going to take you up to, I'm ready to take you up to your bedroom. He would say to like women too. And Jim, stop saying that. I don't think they like that. Jim Villani, great guy. If you see him, please tell him I said hello. There's this other kid named Mike Murphy who he and I, the last time we hung out, we were drunk as hell in front of the Beacon Hill pub in the middle of Charles Street. He was off his ass on the ground. And I was saying, come on, Jim, get up. We got to go, man. We got to go. And then he's like, no, I'm not going with you. You're going to get me drunker and drunker and drunker. And that was the last night we hung out. And I haven't seen him since that night in 1995. Great guy, though. Great guy.
Hey, Billy from Manchester. Wow. I mean, in one show, just the two gayest things ever. Like,
what?
Even gayer than being a male receptionist with male divas.
No.
Referring to Jennifer Love Hewitt as JLH.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
what is this show is just, it's gold. It's gold, Jerry.
Well, yeah, I call her JLH because when I first got, my brother, I think, bought me or guided me in like he was a computer guy and I didn't know anything about computers. And so in like 97, he brought a computer down from Vermont for me. And I didn't know how to use it at all. I learned how to get on the internet, and then I learned how to download Jennifer Love Hewitt skins and wallpapers in desktop themes. And every time I hit any button, some song or JLH thing would come, and it was all Jennifer Love Hewitt. The whole thing was like the performance of the computer was like down to 10% because all the Jennifer Love Hewitt stuff would play the moment I did anything with a cursor. I was not ready. But yeah, I called her JLH, and I wasn't a gay. It's true. Was not. That is. Was not.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack.
Hey, Steve.
Tom, I know that the commentary podcast covered much of what I'm about to say, but I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
Scott Pelley, in that New York Times interview, claimed to have never heard of Barry Weiss before she came to CBS. And he also claimed to be unaware of the uproar, the Moonbat uproar over Tom Cotton's editorial in the New York Times that ended up getting the editor fired. And, I think Barry commissioned that editorial. And then she obviously had to leave. But as they said on the commentary podcast, how could he not know this? Yep. He's in New York City, which was the epicenter of all of that stuff. He clearly is not reading any newspapers, including the New York Times. Oh, my God, he is. It's just Ted Baxter incarnate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, Steve, because he's not, because he's not in the news business. He's in the entertainment business. He's a star, and he cares about himself. He'll probably listen to NPR. They probably didn't mention Barry Weiss too much on NPR. He listens to Wait, Don't Tell Me. And he listens to things who are listened to by people that would hold him in high esteem. And those people are shallow, and they're elitists, and they're midwits, small brains. Hold on. Oh, I've timed this wrong. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Tom, it's Mike. Just following up on Steve from Merrimack's question about what diner it was that my friend found the snail in his fruit salad.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. I don't remember. It was up near the Sunapee area, and it was a while ago. So if there's any diners up there, don't hold it against them. I don't even know places even exists anymore. But going back to your Bloody Mary incident, Tom, isn't the move, once the waitress starts arguing about something like that, it just don't even get into the argument, just pay for it and take it off the tip?
I think so. So once again, we were out of the. I was out of the restaurant, and my wife Alice was in there with our 15-year-old daughter, and had gotten the bill, and then it ticked her off that the woman was being accusatory. So she wasn't really totally letting it go, but she did eventually. Now, I asked her if I should go in there. We were just texting back and forth. I was like, there's no way they're really arguing with her. And she said, they're arguing with me. I was like, what? But she tipped to 18%, which is she's a good tipper. So that's her way of kind of not tipping. I guess it probably was, I don't know. This is another classic example, Mike, where we weren't ready for this because this is a new one. If I could get those times back where I wasn't ready for something that happened, I'm like afterwards, all the things I should have done, but this one we just weren't ready for.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack.
Hey, Steve.
Mr. President, I flew all the way to Wisconsin for this interview. I flew a private jet. I don't know, the flight that took all of 90 minutes. Mr. President, please. Is she fucking kidding me? Oh, God, she is horrendous and such a DEI candidate. Oh, man. All I could think of was Bill Murray and Harold Ramis in Stripes. We're going to Russia. Yeah, it's like going to Wisconsin. We zip in, we zip out, and then Harold Ramis says, yeah, I got the shit beat out of me in Wisconsin once. Thank you.
It's a great point, actually. No, that is, what's her name from Meet the Press, right? Yeah, Kristen Welker. She's also the biggest whiner. She's, are you going to? Oh, will you check, sir? Will you check? She always does that kind of thing. By the way, can you imagine? Private jet. There's a gorgeous, catered lunch on there. There's booze on there. Oh, freaking fantastic.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack.
Hey, Steve.
I made a mistake in my original Wisconsin message. Bill Murray and Harold Ramis weren't going to Russia. They were going to Czechoslovakia.
Oh, okay.
It's like going to Czechoslovakia. We zip in, we zip out. So I wanted that to be known, and I regret the error. Thank you.
My pleasure. By the way, that's another movie that needs to get a second airing. Not a remake, but it needs to be, can you just re-release that thing again? Harold Ramis was great. Bill Murray was great. John Candy was great. It was it's an important movie. It's just great. The whole Ramis scene, English as a second language stuff, that's just a total win. Let me go. Okay, please reboot, Tom. Okay, here we go. $8,000 car fits your landscaper job. Yeah. Please reboot, Tom. Control Alt Delete. Oh, I see. Not reboot the Rumble. Reboot me. I'm pressing the button and it isn't responding. Shut down now. Yes. Vermont, known for computers. No, spies like us. Yes. Us, of course. Hey, what do you say? Someone stole the plans away. Who's that? What was that? The names in Spies Like Us. Emmett Fitzhume, and I forgot what the other one was. Mind if I play through? Come on. We mock what we do not. Come on. There's so many great things. Vermont is known for this company. My brother got his company at a company doing essentially setting up the AV for a company that taught in Burlington, Vermont. So it's like the city in Vermont. In Burlington, Vermont, a company that taught classes for Microsoft certifications, network engineer certification kind of thing, that kind of thing. And one of the perks of working there, his job was to unbox all the stuff and set it up on desks. But one of the perks of working there was that he got a whole ton of certifications, and it allowed him to have his resume got huge, and then he got headhunted from there down to a great gig in Boston at a huge place, which we'll take offline. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. I guess that'll do it for me for tonight. Let's see what the house is up to when I go downstairs. Maybe I'll go out and do a little my landscaping since I got my stuff charging now. It's the summer of Tom. I'm coming back. Thank you, everybody, so much. I really should have tried to get a promo out last night. It was too late. I had too much stuff to do. We had the kids. It's just me. But I should have done a promo because I had all that stuff first last night. The stuff that everybody did, 12 hours later today. But that's my own note. That's not your problem. You You guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for being in the chat. Thanks for those chat messages. It's the world. Thanks.
C'est la vie.
One.